Okay, we are playing. I should mention before we start this actually, because I'm probably going to be referring to it constantly. I have been invited to the Mythic Invitational by Bo3, which is at PAX East. Very, very excited to compete in it. Hashtag sponsored. I'm just putting this at the beginning because it's probably going to get mentioned a ton, and want to have covered myself appropriately. Anyway, we're playing this Nexus of Gates deck, which is also very exciting. A teammate of mine top 8'd the PTQ this last weekend with this list. This is his updated list. He added in some open the gates to like smooth out the color consistency a bit more and stuff, but otherwise pretty much as he registered it. You just have lots of ramp and then lots of big haymakers. I heard Jeff Hoogland describe it as the Tron of this format, which kind of fits. It's a good description. Thanks, Prodigy. Appreciate it. I'm very, very excited. It's going to be incredible. Yeah, the colors are a bit orc, exactly. That's why we have to open the gates. Just adds more green sources to the deck, adds more blue sources. Makes things work a bit better. Which is great. Yeah, Prodigy, I can only imagine. Alright, this is nice. We have 2 gates. This can go get a third to make our Gates Ablaze sweep the board. If we're against a deck where Gates Ablaze is not a good card, this hand's going to be quite a bit worse. But if we're against a deck where this card's good, we're just going to destroy them. Alright, so I could get another gate for the Gates Ablaze, or I could get I guess I have to get a gate, I can't, or a basic, one of the two. Yeah, I'm not too surprised Winter Brew, but less said of the subject the better. Moving swiftly on and all that. Ooh, a Danto Vanguard, that is good against Gates Ablaze, yikes. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to start slogging through all these. Like, they can only pay for so many times, I guess. So, it's kind of awkward, because I really want to be able to cast a ramp spell next turn, but I also, like, want to hit both the tokens with the Gates Ablaze. How hyped am I to have Matt Brown on Team Axion? I am quite hyped. Matt is one of... Oh, also announcement, Matt Brown is now on Team Axion now. Very exciting. Matt Brown is, like, one of the biggest up-and-comers in England. Certainly, I think he is. I think he's a very, very skilled player. So, looking forward to working with him. Yeah, Matt's great. Agree, Marcus. Strong agree. Just fire this off so I don't die. They get to pay 4, hit me for free, but the free life of Plaza of Harmony is so impressive in this deck. Just like undoing a Danto Vanguard attack here. It's very, very good. Alright. So next turn, sweep their board again, and then they'll probably be out of cards by then. All we have to do is race this Danto Vanguard. After that point, I assume they have a Conclave Tribunal in hand. Yeah, kind of forced to just keep casting this card. Jestafan's Twitter game is strong, Sadie. Jestafan's Twitter game is particularly strong. She's also just like a very good player. I'm really excited to get to hang out with her. Alright. I feel like they have a Tribunal on hand. So I kind of just want to Circuitous Route this turn. Rather than Reclamate. We can like get to the point where we can just kill them with Explosion, potentially. Because they're paying so much life to Vanguard. Which is kind of sweet. We could definitely lose this still, but if only I had the mana to Gates Ablaze too, yeah, just Boros Charm my opponent again. And then they'd probably just die next turn if I could do that. Alright, I have to do some maths here. So if I Gates Ablaze and then Wilderness Rec, they'd be on 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can only do them for 5, so I can't kill them. Gab, Mythic Invitational Competitor, Gab, thank you for the raid, appreciate you. What am I doing here? No big deal, NBD, clearly NBD. I'm pretty sure if I Gates Ablaze plus Circuitous Route this turn, they die next turn, so I think I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I agree, Love Jane. This seems sweet. Thanks, Gav. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good day. So this just Boros Charms them again. We ramp our mana, and next turn Reclamation into Explosion should kill them. They basically need exactly red source reinforcements to kill us here, I think. What are my thoughts on the play format for the NB? I'm pretty excited for it. Always excited to try out any new format. I think there's like a lot of gaming it, right? Like, so you want to like select 2 decks that have like different strengths and weaknesses, so that then like you can try and like maybe force your opponent into a situation where they have like, they can only really realistically choose one of their decks for the game 3. And, like, you can set it up so that, like, in that situation... So, like, let's say you have a deck that is, like, absurdly favored against mono-red, like, 75% against mono-red. And you have a deck that is, like... Sorry, just trying to actually play this game whilst talking. And, like, formulating opinions that I've only half thought about so far. So say you have a deck that's, like, absurdly favored against mono-red, like 75%, and your opponent brings mono-red. Then, like, it means for game 3, it's really hard for them to actually choose... Yeah, our opponent is dead. They're just gonna get explosioned out this game. It's really hard for your opponent to actually choose to bring the mono-red deck for game 3. Because they've just got this, like, chance that you choose to play the deck that they can never ever beat. And in that situation, like, you have to, like, try and figure out if there's any way you can punish that line of thinking. Like, if your setup makes it so that they can never play, like, their mono-red deck for game 3, or their aggressive deck for game 3, realistically, like, how can you take advantage of that information with your choice of decks? Which is, like, a pretty hard thing to figure out, just because Magic's never really had that before. But it's going to be interesting. Archway Angel seems unbeatable. What do I take out against the aggressive decks? I assume I trim on Nexuses. I assume I don't need to go full combo. Kind of just tempted to take out all this stuff. Just like... Wait, did I... Yeah, just put these in. Can you submit? Yeah, you can submit the same deck twice, but I think it's just like probably incorrect to do that. Is there anything else I want to bring in? Like, I don't hate the 4th Hydroid Krasis, but I think it's probably unnecessary. I think I kind of like this. Oh, thanks so much, Laugh. Appreciate it. I'm so excited for it. Pivot from Jeskai control to Esper control. That does sound like something I do. This hand does not quite seem that. It's so close to good enough. It's so close. I think I meant to mulligan this. Alright, well... This is awkward. This is definitely the one weakness to this deck. I think this deck is like pretty decent. But I do think you get these games where you have like awkward 7s and then you mull into awkward 6s because there's kind of like a lot of moving pieces in the deck. A lot of synergy and stuff going on. Oh no, Selene. Hope you get home safely. Sorry to hear that laugh. Like, don't be afraid to like say. Wait, is it just not passing the turn for me? Don't be afraid to say hi in the future. I always love meeting new people. Yeah, I agree, Sadie. I agree completely. I think Emma's take is perfect. It is. That is. Like, Emma's take sounds spot on to me. I think that's like an incredibly smart take. It's what the Silver Showcase should have been. Register sideboards of 15 petitioners for the lols. Oh my god. Oh my god. I know, right, Phil? It's so exciting. It's kind of unfortunate. I have to head off in like an hour and a half. My team meeting, but it's incredible having this sort of viewership. Very happy with it. So many colors of the Gates deck make you anxious. It's like a bit intense. Really, you're just a Teemo deck though. You're a Teemo deck that has Archway Angel on the sideboard. And other than that, the white doesn't really do that much. Okay. Right. If they have an Anthem, they have 6, 7, 8, 9, 13. But we have a Plaza to gain life. I need to find a board clear. Like, I could cast a Krasis here to draw a card. I think I'd almost rather cast the Guild Summit, because then if I draw a Guildgate, I get two fresh looks at the board clear. Yeah, Summit and draw, I agree. Summit and draw sounds great. Strong agree with that. Cast my Summit. Oh my god, Jane. You're ridiculous. That is kind of amazing. This is kind of amazing. Alright, we have to deal with the Adanto Vanguard somehow. If they have an Anthem, I think we still die. But if they don't have an Anthem, we can kind of fight through this. Potentially. Dig into some lands for the Archway Angel, and then the Adanto Vanguard doesn't matter anymore after that point. Krasis deals with Vanguard fine. That is true, Krasis can also block the Vanguard eventually. Land, please. Grump. Oh wait, these are probably doing some nonsense. So this is being targeted, so they can get to keep 5 power. But then we get to like gain a life and block this. Alright. Now that I'm a Mythic Invitational competitor, hashtag sponsored, invited by Bo3, etc., do we get to play Mono Nexus for the next month? I mean, I hear Nexus of Fate is good in Best of 1. So I might be playing some Nexus. I do love me some Nexus of Fate, if I'm being completely honest. Do I have any interest in watching the Super Bowl? I'm not really a sports person. So, like, not really. So this gains us a life, blocks here, and then we die. I am an esports person, it's true. But I guess I just die. Alright. Game 3. This draw is a bit too awkward. We missed land drops. Missing land drops with the lands tribal deck. Not ideal. Can I explain how the tournament is going to work? So it's split into 4. Day 1 is split into 4 lots of 16 people. I believe. And the groups of 16 are double elim. So 4 people will make it out of each group alive. And then you have 16 people in day 2. Okay, and this is like what the openers are like sometimes. The hands ask for a lot from you. So day 2 you have double elim. So you have 4 people make it out alive, and then the final day people battle it out. I believe double elim again. So double elim means you're allowed to pick up 1 loss, but you can't pick up 2. And as soon as you pick up a second loss, you're out. So I think double elim means like the equivalent of 2-1ing or better across 3 rounds, but I haven't done the maths on it. Do best of 1 over best of 3 just for climbing more efficiently? Yeah, I'm not sure. That's one of those things people are going to have to figure out. Efficient climbing is relevant, but also like maintaining the climb is also relevant. So there's a bit of tension there. I'm going to be in Strasbourg or Bilbao. I think I'm skipping both of those left. I'm definitely skipping Strasbourg. Whether I'm in Bilbao or not, I probably won't know for a little while. That's one of those things I might attend if I like desperately need pro points for some reason, but otherwise I'm pretty disinclined to go to. I will be in London because the Mythic Championship is going to be in London and they have a Magic Fest on the same weekend. You will be if you get accepted as a judge. I hope you get accepted. That would be really sweet. Am I meant to attack here? Then they just get to trade off of 1, and then like if they have a tribunal, they can get rid of the other. I don't feel like attacking even matters that much is the thing. Whatever. Just hold back my blockers. Don't let them trade off. It is approximately the most hype thing ever, George. Agree? Thank you so much. I am very, very excited for it. Pride of Conquerors. Do they have another Pride of Conquerors in hand? I mean... So if I block one of them and they have another Pride of Conquerors, this dies. I guess if they have another Pride of Conquerors and I block both, they still lose both. And then they have no board. Whatever. Oh my god, Luke. Sorry to hear you didn't make it. Thank you so much. I am very, very excited to have made it and been invited by Watsy. You're very pleased for me and proud, and you expect me to... I will try my hardest, George. I can make no promises. But it would be sweet. Can confirm it would be very sweet. Like, getting into the MPL is currently probably, like, basically my dream. Long year ahead. Please don't bring the Gates deck though. The Magic Pro League Prodigy, top 32. Alright, now things get really silly. I mean, at the moment I'm kind of doing, like, streaming and article writing and stuff as my work. So, that definitely helps in that regard. Ooh. Another Growth Spiral is great. 2 mana, get a land in play, draw 3 cards. 2 mana, draw 3, yeah. Pretty good Ancestral if I ever saw one. I've seen worse Ancestral recalls. You didn't realize they printed Utopia Sprawl. I guess they have to block down like a heckin' ton of Rams here. Why is the goat so big? It's just very determined to take down the gates. Oh yeah, we also just have a Deafening Clarion. I guess that's strong too. Alright. Before we Deafening Clarion, kinda want to make my sheep bigger. If I had to pick a PTQ if I had to go to a PTQ this weekend, which would I choose? You're between Terramounder Drakes and Esper Midrange and Burn. Don't think I would take Drakes. I would probably take one of the other two. I actually kind of like the Esper Midrange list. Injectilio, take a look at VTCLA's Twitter. I really like VTCLA's list of Esper Midrange. I've not played with it yet, but all of it makes like a lot of sense in theory, and I think it makes some nice improvements on the list that Darby did well with. So I would definitely go take a look at that list. Lazav is the... yeah, Lazav seems amazing in that deck. Lazav seems like exactly the card you want to play in Esper midrange. Just like, it makes your threats so redundant. The fact that it can like become a copy of a Thief of Sanity and get like essentially like a hasty thief attack is really powerful too. We keep getting these 7s. Alright, alright. This could be anything. Literally. Could be anything. Guess it makes no difference what I play first. Cool. Drakes is really well positioned given the high amount of Sultai. I haven't played that matchup yet, but I could see that being the case. I don't know, when I was playing the Drakes deck, I was struggling a bit against Sultai, but I also wasn't very practiced with that deck, so probably wasn't playing the matchup optimally. Felt like Hydroid Krasis was a pretty scary card. Yeah, I was struggling a bit with the matchup from the Drake side, Bobbin. But again, I only played the matchup like once, so exceedingly small sample size. Krasis is something else, let me tell you. Let me tell you about my friend Hydroid Krasis. If you play Explosion on your end step after untapping, you need to discard. Yep. Cleanup step is the last thing to happen. And if you ever... it happens after your end step. Also, if you ever cause something to happen after or during the cleanup step for some weird means, and that puts you above 7 cards in hand, then you get a new cleanup step. They just kind of keep happening. Alright, we're just going to play this slow. Eventually we get to Nexus on the end step, and start flinging threats at them. Do they have an insight? They do. Oh, I should have copied that, I guess. I should probably have copied that. This is fine though. We also, like, kind of don't have any more threats at the moment, so saving it to Explosion with isn't the worst. But I probably should have copied it to help me hit my land drops. Isn't Krasis just always scary? Kind of. There are decks that care about it less. Yeah, you only get priority in the cleanup if there's a trigger. Exactly. So, like, if you discard a card, like an Emrakul, that puts a trigger on the stack when it hits the graveyard, that's a way to, like, get priority in the cleanup step, which is really weird. Right, this is nice. Digs us towards our land drops. It's like uncounterable divination. Krasis definitely very good in this matchup. Now we have Nexus mana for next turn. Madness is the other thing that comes to mind. Yeah. That was like actually a thing. I used to play the blue-red Madness deck in Standard. And you'd like, I think probably twice over the course of me playing it, I got to, I'm just gonna get a basic so I can still cast Nexus. I got to choose not to cast anything when I was on the draw on like turn 2 so I could Fiery Temper a creature. I would be shocked if it's not played in paper, but I do not actually know the details on that. I think I'm just going to resolve this now. They don't have a negate, we get to draw 4, which seems really strong. They have a negate, it's annoying. But Mythic, yeah, that makes sense. Arena is great. And that's like half the point of it, right? Get to show people Arena in action. That was actually kind of a bust. We just drew a bunch of sweepers. This is a little awkward. We need like a Krasis or a Nexus or something. More payoffs. That is a Khan. It's going to start digging them towards counter spells. I guess it's going to make a 1/1. Not the most exciting. Yeah, drawing 3 lands and a Wrath could be better. Right, fire off. I guess I should open the gates before cantripping, probably. Get a land out my deck here. And then we can cantrip. I know, Sadie. It's incredible. It's really, really exciting in that regard, for sure. Alright, we get to cast this Reclamation, maybe eat for a counterspell here. Because I don't really care about this at this point. And then next time we get to fire up a huge Krasis. Thanks, Nazca Father. Really appreciate it. I'm really happy to be in this position. Oh my god, shops. Oh my god. I agree with Shop's comment. Alright, let's fire off our Sphinx's Rev. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is a decent Hydroid Krasis if I've ever seen one. Okay, we drew 2 spells. You know, they're improving every day. Seems okay. Seems okay. Get a Contempt out their hand too. Could be worse. I guess I get to like just sweep these away pretty soon too. I don't feel like I need more gates desperately. Plazas seem a bit better. Like stop me dying to Karn tokens. I don't know. Probably doesn't make much difference. Oh my god, what? Are they playing what we were playing? This is really freaky. I guess they have more basics, so they are not actually playing the list we were playing. Alright, I have 27 cards. I get to resolve a guild summit, most likely, with my 2 counter spells, and then draw my whole deck. And then find, like, a million Nexus of Fates. She played someone who was also on Kaya Control. Flame Love Jane, she's the one who started it. She's the one who convinced me to play it. Alright, I guess I just draw as many as possible. Actually, I wouldn't mind firing off the Gates Ablaze this turn, and this is probably enough cards. Alright, just gonna do this and fire off a Gates Ablaze. Wow, regret. Alright. There's so many Nexuses in here somewhere. Somewhere. Deep in this deck. Not countering the guild summit seems a bit ambitious. I guess we had all these expansions to protect it anyway, so it didn't really make a difference. God, I have to discard another card. Sorry, Plaza of Harmony, you'll be missed. Pitch Clarion, maybe. Kinda like sweeping away these robots. You're not against the strat of counter all their win cons. This deck has like... I guess it only has like 7 win cons. How many are we through? 1 plus 2 Krasises, so we're through almost half of them. I mean, I guess Teferi can tuck this anyway, so we're meant to give them the Mortify. We only have 3 Jellyfish, Bob. This is Zhao's updated list, which only has the 3 Jellyfish. Krasis, sorry, Krasis. I'll get it right. Eventually I'll learn. Alright. Cast my Wilderness Reclamation. Cast my... It's really annoying if they have Vindicate here. Or Mortify rather, but it's not even like... Doesn't even particularly matter. Yeah, this is an updated list. He added some Open the Gates, make the mana smoother. Alright, this means we can't cast Nexus. 4, 5, 6, because we don't have an untapped land. This is fine though. Doesn't actually matter. I don't think there's... I think it's going to be very hard for them to stop us. From here, our deck has so many Nexuses in it now, and these 17 cards. And they probably have like some amount of removal and Wraths in hand, but don't do very much. We also have like a bunch of guild summits in here too. I've only been through one of them. And those are pretty absurd. Okay. I guess I just cast this. Negate. It's really awkward if they have another counter, so I don't want to use up both expansions at this point. How many counters are they for? I don't even think they're through that many, through 2 sabotages. I feel like I have to go for this. If they counter back again, I'm not sure what I'm doing. So I'm not sure taking an extra turn is necessarily going to be good enough. We'll have used up like all but 2 win cons then. Oh, that is very okay with me. So we can negate their negate. And we can Circuitous Route. Next time we should be able to Explosion to draw into a Nexus. Esper Control is sweet though, Alex. I think Esper Control is pretty good. No lands left in deck. There might be a... No, we've used all the plazas too. Right. Okay. So I need to have 7 mana left open. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I get to do this for 7 cards. I could do it for 14, but I don't think that changes anything. I get to do it for 7 cards. Try and hit a Nexus, I believe. I might have done the maths wrong. We'll find out. Find out shortly. Does it matter who I hit? I guess I want to hit their face. Kill Teferi just in case, yeah. Now if I draw the final explosion, this way I kill them. Next turn. Oh, they want me to actually pay her. Awkward. Cool. Hey, we got there. Sick. Yeah, that's a really good thing, Sadie. Helps me keep the formats healthier, for sure. Be sure to make them draw. Well, with the second explosion, yeah. So we want these negates, these strokes, and this Krasis. We might want the Rams. When I was playing their deck, I had like... I just left in a bunch of removal and could kill the Rams. So I'm not even convinced Rams are that good. What do you think, people? Do you think we board in the Rams? We're definitely boarding in the Cindervines, but... Do you think we're boarding in the Rams against them? So I'm not convinced they are actually great. So I think they just leave in some amount of removal, like contempts and stuff. I think we just want to be comboing, unless we see Unmoored Ego, and then that might change things a bit. No Rams, yeah, I think I agree. bringing in fiefs maybe. Ooh, that's interesting. So when I played the Esper deck, I didn't bring in fiefs because I figured there were like a lot of bad cards in the Gates deck. Like Circuitous Route and Guild Summit and stuff are all really unexciting to steal. But it's possible they brought them in. If they brought them in, do we want to have some removal for them, or do we not care? I know of Autumn. It's so exciting. I'm so, like, incredibly excited about it. Alright, I just want to make sure this resolves, so I can get my ramp going. What am I gonna buy when I win? It'll probably help towards like a house or something, but winning seems improbable. We'll see, we'll see. Alright, let's get another red source, I guess. I guess I could also just get an untapped land. I mean, mathematically, it actually is Prodigy. But if you'd like me to start saying we're gonna win, we're gonna crush them all, I am capable of doing that. I guess it really goes against my nature. I'm way too timid. All right. Maths is for blockers. Are you a blocker? You raise an excellent point, Bobbin. I have in fact never blocked a creature. Therefore I do not know why I'm doing this maths. Ooh. That's gonna be a good one later. I don't think we want to use it now. Could try and use it now. I'm going to cast the Wilderness Reclamation and see if it gives them priority. So if it does, they have a negate. Okay. I'm very happy for them to negate that. I don't think that card actually matters very much. I think it's kind of medium. Charlotte is in fact a blocker. For she has done the maths. I mean, Reddit is known for its salt, Sadie. If nothing else. Alright, just resolve 2 roots, have a million mana. We're so win-con light with this hand, it's really awkward. I think we're just gonna die to this Teferi. I guess we need to draw a Krasis next turn, pretty much. God, Krasis is absurd in this deck. Just because it lets you actually have card draw they can't interact with if they just let you keep ramping. Think about how big the Krasis will be, yeah. Wow. Getting quenched with this many lands in play is such a tilt. Like, how does that happen? Feeling thirsty. After a quench like that. It's a good one. 1, 2, 8, 9. Alright, this gives us a chance. We need to draw into like some counter magic to protect this Nexus, and then we can start doing some stuff. Peace. Alright, alright. so proud of me. Thank you, Everalton. I really appreciate that.
Let's skip to the good part.
When do they start running Repudiate, Replicate? I guess you can counter the trigger. You still have to kill, like, the massive flyer. It's like a slight concern, but... For what it's worth, the Kaya was meant as a meme. At least in our deck. Alright, we have 2 counter spells. Maybe we can go somewhere with this. Yep. Expansion, your sabotage. Autumns are pretty great. I am a fan of people named Autumn. Especially ones who dwell in my chat. Wow, it's just resolving. Sick. I am very into this. You do support me though. You support me by hanging out on the stream. Keeping me company. You also support me with, like, subscribing. Which, you know, I appreciate a ton too. Oh my god, Doodle. That's incredible. Emma is the best. Jeez, Emma is just like the actual best. It sounds adorable, Doodle. Oh my god. I guess this is the explosion turn. So I have to do some maths. Sorry, I'm gonna be a moment. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can explosion for 5 and then still Nexus if I draw it. Or I can explosion for 8 and just try and kill the Teferi. Can I coach you on being more like me? Wouldn't recommend all the aspects of me. The magic ones are pretty good though. If I just draw like a million cards, I probably kill them next turn, right? They get 1 Thief of Sanity trigger. Oh, but then they get to steal Nexuses every turn. That's actually really awkward. The Thief of Sanity actually forces me to like try and go for something here. Because otherwise they just steal Nexuses every turn, potentially. Which is really weird. I hadn't really considered that that's like an endgame position. It makes the Thief of Sanity look way better though. It's like so good against Nexus, weirdly. If they have a quench, they get us, but otherwise we should get there. Cool. Whew. That was a pretty tight game. Teferi on 8. Thief of Sanity forcing us to try and go off. We got a rare. Nice. Alright, 2-0. I like it. This deck is sweet. This deck is quite the delight. I will play first. We keep having these openers. It feels like we've mulliganed this same opener 5 times so far. Alright, this hand is perfect. Keep. Just need lands. That's like our best card. I think I meant to bottom it and just dig for lands. I think I meant to. Just like missing my land drop would be so brutal, so. That's really gross, Sadie. Sounds very frustrating. I think it's like really exciting how like diverse the lineup is gonna be. It's something we've just not like seen at high level Magic before. It's something that Magic's really been needing. I think it's really cool. Also, I really hope they don't have a Spell Piss. Because, we might be in trouble if they do. Just like the tiniest bit of trouble. I guess they could just be activating the Biomonster here. A bit of me wants to root to try and play over the top of a Spell Pierce. Like, if they don't counter this, they can never counter any of our spells unless we let them. Cool. I've known for a little while, Fernando. I'm very happy that I can finally share it with everyone. It's really, really nice being able to let everyone know. Alright, this seems good. The Circuitous Route is perfect against Spell Pierce, just like forces them to use it. Alright, so they have a Deep Root Elite. It's not the scariest. I think we want to Reclamate. And then we can double Growth Spiral just to dig through our deck for another sweeper. Get more lands in play here. Oh, you had another one, Charlotte? The Commander Advisory Group fig was sweet. I was really happy to learn about that. Interesting, they didn't cast the Mistbinder. This means they're holding up with a counterspell rather than pressuring us. I'm kind of okay with that. If they want to counter this, it's like whatever. I don't really care. It means I can resolve my route. Seems fine. Alright, so I want another red source. I also desperately want a white source, I guess. So we can go Selesnya, Izzet. Now we have Clarion next turn, which is really, really strong. We need to find some card advantage. But I think we're in a great position currently. If they don't draw like a Kumana. I guess if they have a 1-mana Merfolk, they can get Deep Root Elite out of range of the Clarion and then we die. But they do not, hopefully. They do not. Clarion, my wayward son. When Dom Harvey won with his version of Amulet, I just couldn't get that song out of my head for like ages. Because it had Wayward Sawtooth in. I was just like singing about Wayward Dinos. It made me way too happy. It was really great seeing Dom win that event. Where I like learnt at the store where he played and stuff. In Bristol. It's really exciting seeing him get that far. I have another sweeper, which is good. Spell Pierce doesn't really do anything. We do need to draw card advantage. We need to draw like a Krasis or Explosion. Wayward Dinos are pretty dope. Ugh. That's gross. We have to just Gates Ablaze the Adept to not die. We're still gonna take 2. Just like being a bit light on card draw this game. I guess I bottomed the Guild Summit with the Scry. It felt right to do at the time though, we just really needed to hit land drops. And if we hadn't bottomed it, we'd probably have got run over. Rip. Oh, that's right, the guy lets you see cards anywhere in your deck. So we definitely want this Clarion. Gatebreaker Ram is weird. It's like, I guess we definitely want the Angels. Gatebreaker Ram is weird because it seems like quite bad against Trickster. But I guess it's just awesome otherwise. It's probably better than Nexus. Yeah, I think Ram is good. I think Krasis is probably good too. And then we just like trim on this stuff. Maybe Expansion's just bad. I guess it copies a counterspell if we need it too though. Negate on the play against Curious. I don't think they play Curious Obsession, do they? Most lists don't. Not the blue-green ones. What's one Nexus good for? I don't know, I was just trimming top end. Kinda haphazardly. Just trying things out. It might just be that we want 3 expansions to fight over counter magic. I think we have to keep this, but it's obviously awkward that we can't actually cast the Clarion. I think this hand is like close enough that we have to keep it. Me and the Seath in the finals and the Seath times out. I would be okay with that end result. Can confirm. The one Nexus did show up. We were so happy we left it in, it just came running to us. To show its gratitude. When is the Mox again? The Mox is like a week after the Mythic Invitational, I believe. So it's going to be a crazy month and a half. Yes, Paul, I am. It's going to be absurd and kind of intense and, you know, awesome. Alright, cast my Guild Summit, I guess. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Forewarning that whilst I'm at all these tournaments, there will be a bit less streaming, of course. We crafted a single breeding pool. It's all I could afford, George. Grump. At least they aren't casting more threats. So I've got that going for me. You take back all the excitement around me going to tournaments. Google, how do I unsub? They have a Negate in hand. I don't really know how we win this game. Like... Pass the turn. With a Guild Summit for each land in play. It's the strongest Guild Summits the world have ever seen. Alright, so I need to draw Gates Ablaze and have my opponent fall asleep on the keyboard. Right on time, friend. Right on time. Alright, GG's. That matchup seemed like, obviously we drew horrifically there. That matchup does not seem the easiest. Like, relatively fast clock with a bunch of permission.
1 month away from a silver shield to go with my mod sword.
Aw, Milkman. Thanks for the 5 months. Appreciate the continued support. It means a ton to me. Yeah, 1 more month. And then a glorious silver shield will be yours. Yeah, I think Merfolk is actually a good deck. I know Emma was talking about this in an article recently, and like all her reasoning made perfect sense. It seems quite bad versus Sultai, but like I think it's probably pretty good against control because Spell Pierce is like nice there, and it kind of goes over the top of a lot of the other aggressive decks. I actually want to give Merfolk a try at some point, but Gumena is an outrageous card, it really is. Agree. Another Esper deck. This deck is popular. Or maybe this is bad. This is really bad. It means that they have another Forge Erasure, they can take the card we draw. But it's not meant to do that. Regret. I realized the moment I put it on the stack. Just really wanted my F6 value. Alright, let's see if we win the game on turn 3. I guess they could have a Vindicate, or not Mortify. Mortify. They could have a Mortify. Mr. Spear, thank you. I'm very, very hyped about the news. It is amazing news. Alright, well... make you keep mortifying, I guess. Arena could... Hey, F6 value exists on here, it's just enter value instead. Just main phasing the insight for land drops. There's like no world in which I actually copy that, but... Please let me draw an explosion. Please let me draw an explosion. I mean, when you got it, you got it. Right? When you got it, you got it. Nice Vampiric Tutor. Thanks, I worked on it myself. That's a 7, right? Cool. Nice Wheel of Fortune here. I must admit, this deck has some very unexciting Wheel of Fortune sometimes. It's fine, we're just working towards the point of only having Nexuses left, and then things get real fun. Please mine us. They'd mine us, we just have permission to do whatever we want. Alright, cast my... I guess they have Vindicate. I don't know what I meant to cast here. This is tricky. Could just Wilderness Reclamation. Get 2 of them in play. really want Circuitous Route, but then they can mortify this to take me off mana. I also feel like it's just more important than the redundant copy of this. Oh wow, they don't have a counterspell. Nice. So I'm just gonna end of turn this Nexus. Maybe this is a ridiculous end of turn Nexus. I feel like we get like a fair bit of advantage off of it. But it's certainly not game ending or anything. So it might be overly aggressive. We might want to like hold on to it until we have a win con we want to resolve. But this gets our mana absurdly far ahead. Thins out some dead draws. Alright, pass the turn. So we have actual infinite mana. We just need to draw a Krasis or something. I must admit, I have really enjoyed this deck. The Wilderness Reclamations have felt kind of garbage. At least as a 4 of. They have felt very unimpressive compared to like most Wilderness Reclamation decks. Maybe it's just the matchups we faced, but I don't know. I'm not being excited by them. Feels like the only cards you can take advantage of them with are Nexus and Explosion. And the deck's already really good at taking advantage of both of those cards. The Nexuses have felt great though. Like, after some of the rounds we've had, I can't really imagine not registering Nexus in this deck, or in this archetype. Nova, oh, that's a good point. I just ignored that card because Kaya's Wrath. It's actually probably incorrect to play out the 4th one because of Nova. Where's a Krasis? Quicken would be very good in this deck, it really would be. That felt pretty good. Yeah, I can see that being good, Lassie. I've seen versions like that. Creatures are all really impressive. All of them really overperform. So, what are the odds they don't have a counterspell? I mean, I don't really want them ultimating this to Fairy. So yes, I'm doing this. You really hope they Chromium an end step? I think I just have to go for this. I don't think Teferi ult with Ascanta coming online soon is really something I want to try and beat. I'll take my 1% chance that they somehow don't have a counterspell. Maybe they're just playing lots of Syncopates. Who knows? I do like how the lands run away from you sometimes as you're trying to tap them. It makes this all very entertaining. Can I deck them? Probably. Probably can. 100% this resolves. Clearly. And they have 37 cards. We have 28, 37 mana. 8, 39, 40, 41. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 35, 36. Let's do 38 cards. Not play around Syncopate because we don't have time. This is like 0% to resolve, so I'm not taking this very seriously. Cool. Resolves. What decks am I going to play in Duo Standard? It's a bit of a ways away, so I don't know exactly yet, Clacker. I need to think about the format a ton. It's like a really exciting format. I'm looking forward to it, but it's also very different, right, from anything we've done before in Magic. Alright. Their hand sucks. We draw specifically Hydroid Krasis. Any thoughts of playing Multani in this deck? You do get a lot of lands. Huh. Multani is like pretty brutal. I don't think you want it though. It could be a good sideboard card, but I think the Ram is just like already a Multani, but for 3 mana. When is the tournament? It's at the end of March. It's at PAX East, which is awesome. It's also recursive, that's true. I think one of the main pieces of removal people leave in against you is Vraska's Contempt though, because Gate Colossus is kind of scary. Vraska's Contempt does deal with Multani. You know what, I'm kind of off this. I'm not going to bother playing to my like 1%. I'm bored. I want to get to sideboard games. So earlier, I decided that I probably don't want Rams, because I think they leave in enough removal that Rams aren't actually very good. So I'm going to run it like this. Fee for Sanity is actually scarier than I gave it credit for, because of the Nexus of Fates in our deck. But I don't think I meant to leave in much removal for it. I think I meant to disrespect that card. So just be a second. This is why you want to bring in Canopy here, huh? Since FIFA's enemy #1 and Search can help. Yeah, Crushing Canopy is an interesting card. Search for a Scanter does seem a bit scary. I could see Crushing Canopy being decent. His hand is so close to good. Are we meant to keep this? Any third land, then we have 2 Guild Summits as early threats. I'm kind of off these open the gates. You've been here before, just more. Any third land, Bobbin. Any third land. 2 summits is great, exactly. It's not any third land, it's any third untapped land. Alright, awkward. not entirely into how this specific list is built. I think you need more breeding pools. We've had so many hands we've had to mulligan due to not having, like, a green source. Alright, got there. I had a ram in hand, I would say go there. And people would criticize my lack of understanding of animals. And they would be right. I guess I just meant to try and counter Teferi. We do have a Scanter in play, which is terrifying. I can play this, and then I can start casting Open the Gates to keep hitting my land drops here. I can hold open the counterspell for Teferi. As long as I'm hitting my land drops, I'll eventually get to the point where I can protect a threat. What? That's really rude. I guess I negate this, they negate back. And that taps them out so I can resolve a guild summit if they name Nexus. Pretty sure they're naming Nexus. I don't know how we beat them naming Nexus, but we'll figure that out. They always name Nexus? Yeah. Tend to. Naming Nexus doesn't do enough. I mean, both the games we've won against Desperate Control today, we won on the back of Nexus, right? I don't think that's true, Bobbin. Not without Nexus. Like, feels like both the games we've won today, we've won against Esper Control, we've won on the back of Nexus of... Wait, what? Sure. Okay. It's like, I'm very okay with this. I even boarded one out. Am I going to grind to number 1 to assert dominance? I'm gonna try, because that would be a heck of a storyline. You feel like tapping that gate there was heinous, because I could miss a land drop. Reasonable. Surely I should search to hit land drop. I probably should. I was worried about them like untap, kill this, having the gate open or something, but obviously worked out perfectly because of autumn. I mean, that's how things go around here. Alright, get us past the turn. Discard and open the gates. Chemist's Insight. I don't think I want to copy that. Okay, I could copy it, but I've got all these guild summits. I'm gonna draw cards eventually. Interesting. Passing the turn with 7 mana, so like counterspell plus insight. Get more green sources in play. Chromium. No, it's probably like absorb plus insight or something. Hey there, Cabrito. I think I want to growth spiral here, and then I can pass the turn with Disdainful Stroke plus expansion. Oh, thanks, Cabrito. I appreciate it. I'm really, really excited for it. really excited that Wizards invited me. Krasis, huh? They could have stone nothing and need me to pump the brakes, that's fair. Maybe this is too defensive. It's like really awkward I have to discard a card. It's weird. I'm almost tempted to counter this on that basis. And then next turn I can just start tapping out. If they cast the Teferi, I almost don't care. At this point, I've got so much to do. I just really don't want to discard. Alright. Which Invitational? The Mythic Invitational held at PAX East in the end of March. It's a $1 million tournament that Wizards of the Coast is holding. Played on Arena. All going to be streamed. And I have been invited by them to be one of the participants, which is really, really exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really thankful they've decided to sponsor me in that way. Yeah, it's going to be played on Arena. I kind of just want to counter back. Use up all my mana, get cards out of my hand. If I get another counterspell out of their hand, and it's the same as like... Yeah, this seems good. I believe that is the case, yes, shops. Alright, so they're tapped out, which is nice. I have to get a big explosion, big Krasis, another guild summit. Something good on our turn. I imagine that is the case, Paul. I imagine the Nexus might go by then, but, you know, speculation, we'll see. Alright, I think I just want to make a summit to our guilds. Set up for some nexusing in our near future. I could try and leave up 2 mana for like a Negate, or this Disdainful Stroke, which I think I kind of like the idea of. I think this is going to be more than enough cards to start working with, considering one summit should live, and then we just keep drawing cards from her. Oh, that is true, Bobbin. That is true. Maybe that was better. Wow. Only 1 card left. Get to untap their Scanter, but... I'm gonna find our Nexuses soon, and then we should be able to overpower any counter magic. So... Fire off a Divination. We can fire off a Draw 4. That's a really good one. I think I just want to do that now. Yeah. So I let them cast a thing in my end step, and then I get to Nexus of Fate. I should probably let this resolve first, but lazy. Yeah, best than one and best of 3 will have different ban lists, exactly. Alright, so I can start. How much mana do I have? I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I actually kind of need an untapped land if I want to Circuitous Route and Nexus. So I guess I just lead with Circuitous Route, since it digs the more cards than playing a Guildgate here. And then I still have the option of playing my untapped land if I want. Nexus. No Nexus. Drew a lot of negates though, which is nice. 22 cards remaining. So Guild Summit hold open 2 negates. Make sure we don't die to an Unmoored Ego. Thanks Hex. It's very recent news, so really appreciate the congrats. I'm incredibly excited about it. It's gonna be awesome. I feel so lucky to have like been invited by Wizards to this, you know? Such a big opportunity for me. How much mana do I have? Do I have enough to like double Nexus next turn if I want and Guildgate? I don't think I do. Guild Summit is really messed up. Agree. Pretty nonsense magic card.
Let's skip to the good part.
You always want to expansion. Well, we know they have the Duress in hand too, so I guess they're taking both of these anyway, so I should get a look at their hand at least. Oh, thanks Lassie, that means a ton. Thank you for the kind words. Huh? So I kind of don't care if they take my Circuitous Route, although I guess the Circuitous Route draws a ton of cards. But none of the other cards matter either, so I guess I do just take the Duress. Perfect card, right on top. Keep them, you can keep all of them. All these cards can stay right in your hand. Next turn they die. They could still Iscanter. Oh wait, no, they can't Iscanter anymore for a counterspell because they didn't take the negate. Huh. This is great. Yeet. Oh, they're not countering. Awesome. Every extra turn, there's another 3 cards off the Guild Summit, and another draw step. Like, the best explore you ever did see. Alright, upkeep stop. Play a land, draw 3. The old 0 mana Ancestral. I guess the land comes in untapped, so it's kinda like paying a reasonable cost for your Ancestral. Squint a lot. Cast these upkeep, get them back in the deck for our draw step. Not that it really matters. Alright then. Peace. Reclamation is more speed orientated, yeah. Reclamation is good for against like mono red, I guess. But in these slower matchups, doesn't seem the best. I kind of just want to run this back. They showed us enough removal to deal with the Ram, so I think the setup is nice. The setup is like kind of weak to Unmoored Ego, but thanks Azorius. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be amazing. It's one of the best opportunities I've ever had, honestly. Also makes like all this work feel worth it, you know. I've been putting like a lot of work into the stream, into my play. Thanks, Gavroff. See you, lassie. Have a good evening. Hope you sleep well. Alright, let's see if we can get this match. I might have to head off after this match for my team meeting. We'll see how long it takes for this final game. If the final game's nice and quick, we might get in one more match of this league. How would I tweak this for best of one? That's a good question. Honestly, I'm still kind of figuring out like what I change about the deck in general anyway. I think I mostly like this main deck for best of one. Except I'm like not super excited about the reclamations in this deck. I could see you wanting like maybe some Rams in best of one against the really aggressive decks. Or like maybe a couple main deck Angels to make your mono red matchup better. Honestly, in best of one, I think main deck Angels would be like at least like 1 or 2 would be really important. Just because mono red is such a big deck in that format. This is like decent, I guess. Just need to build up our mana. Alright, go find a blue gates. Does it make any difference which one? Probably just blue-green, I guess. As long as it's blue, that's the most important thing. Sort of middling versus mono red and hard control. Yeah, in best of one, I think you just generally want to skew your deck more with mono red in mind. Because, like, a lot of the time, traditionally, how you beat a deck like mono red is, you rely a lot on your sideboard. Whereas, in best of one, you just don't have that opportunity, which is part of why mono red is so good in best of one. God, I kind of want to slam the Circuitous Route. Also, kind of want to not lose to Teferi. It takes forever to protect this with counter magic is the problem. This is probably too passive, I'm not sure. Just feel like if I cast the route and it gets countered, I don't have much going on. This way I get to copy Chemist's Insight, which is really good for me. Yeah, I don't know, Prometheus. Copying the Chemist's Insight by leaving our mana open like this is like kinda upside because that helps us hit land drops. So I think I prefer not jamming. Because like they're clearly telegraphing Insight here. And we've seen that their list has a lot of insights in it. So I kinda like just going for the expansion. Canister's Insight. Canister is quite insightful. That's off. Ramp up mana so we can fight over things easier. Really want to draw land here. Land would be incredible. It's not the best one because we don't get to fire off the Circuitous Route, but it's still pretty good. We have 3 cards in the yard. So we need to start engaging in fights before search flips. Something to be wary of. I think I want to draw 2 more cards. Just like, I think I still want to keep doing this. I don't really need the expansions to counter things because I got all this counter magic in hand. And I just like never want to miss a land drop. So I still have 3 cards in yard. If they have a duress with like counter magic backup, it's not too annoying. Duress and Teferi would be... I guess we'd still get to counter the Teferi, but we'd have to let the duress resolve. Oh boy. This is the downside of using expansion. This is now going to resolve. Makes the games a lot harder. They probably only have 1 unmoored ego in their sideboard. So I think it's probably bad form to play around it by holding open double counter magic. But if they name the right card, we're in a lot of trouble. Yeah. Okay. I think this game is going to be incredibly hard to win now without those. I just don't think we actually outgrind them without Nexus. Because of how this specific list is built. We'll see. We'll keep playing. Since this is probably my final game of the evening. But the odds aren't in our favor. Especially with this as counter going. Because that lets them fight any card advantage we draw really well. You're gonna tweak your sideboard, your build, and run a sideboard with less mythics. Sounds like a good plan. Hope it goes well for you. Alright, we need to draw a guild summit like basically next turn. Because this is counter, it's gonna flip. Yep. You know what's good, really good at stopping his counter for flipping? Dokomoy got the correct answer. Dokomoy was right there. 2 Kayas. 2 Kayas are very good at stopping his counter flipping. Cork. Oh. I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I kind of want to open Autumn counter magic. I guess at this point it doesn't make much difference, because they probably have counters to fight back anyway. I should just draw as many cards as possible. That is counter magic to fight over Fairy, but I just don't think that's a thing that is going to actually affect anything. Because they almost certainly have counter magic in hand to like protect their Teferi from our counter magic. Alright, next time we get to Guild Summit potentially. We'll fight over that.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Get this Guild Summit going. Give us a shot. Alright. Cost Guild. Oh wait, what am I doing? I have plazas. I'm the worst. Cast Guild Summit. I would like to negate your absorb. These don't have any more counter magic. Rude. That's a little bit of an issue. Oh, we could Growth Spiral in response to draw a counterspell, that's true. I guess I'm just going to cast a mini Krasis because I feel like I do not have much time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So I kind of just want to draw cards now. Rather than wait on it. Wow. It's awesome for me, getting a counterspell at their hand. It's not like a great one, we have so many lands in play. But
Hurry!
they draw a card. Okay, they get to take my Guild Summit. Get a Krasis next turn though. How many explosions we got left? I think we got 2. We've got this 1 Reclamation to try and enable them with. Yeah, we've got 2 left in the deck, Robin. I don't know, card is really messed up. Alright, so 4. Wait, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 13. Let's fire this off for 13. Draw as many cards as possible. Try and set up the kill for next turn. Which would be like Explosion with Negate backup. Off this Wilderness Reclamation. Ugh. Gross. This deck is so bad when you don't have Nexuses. This is actually kind of hilarious. Oh my god. I don't know that Disdainful Stroke actually does anything for me if I'm just looking to protect my spells. Like, I don't think I'm ever leaving mana up on their turn. Should leave up Stroke mana for the consumer. Yes, I could do that. Try and protect the Krasis. I don't know. Trying to protect the Krasis doesn't feel that realistic to me. Yeah, Albamobo, it's not ideal. The games where you have Nexus in play, your end game is so degenerate, but these games it's pretty unexciting. Right, they can take a Wilderness Wreck, I guess. I assume they have a Mortify in hand by this point. For the other one. Milled the Kaya. I'm wondering if they left in like less removal than I did. Maybe the Rams would have been good against them specifically, because it seems like they have so little removal compared to how much we left in. Like when I was playing that deck, I was leaving in like 7 or so removal spells because I knew my opponent had creatures in their sideboard. Damn. 14 cards left. Yeah, this is on 7 loyalty, so we can try and go for the kill next turn. In which case I really want to Growth Spiral a couple times to ramp my mana. So I probably just do this much. And the Growth Spirals would like draw the rest of the deck. Pretty much. Okay. There's 6 cards left. So I can play a Guildgate. Can play Play Wilderness Wreck, it probably just gets killed. This is really complicated. So I can keep a hand of Negate, expansion, wreck. Disdainful Stroke, I guess. I probably have enough mana to go for everything next turn then. Yeah, we do need time for reclamations, you're right. I'm just going to pass the turn now so that I can negate duresses if I need to, or expansion them. And then next turn we try and go for the kill. It's a good one. Alright. Do not have time, do not have time, do not have time. Cool. We need the rest of their hand to be quite weak, but I think we actually have a chance here. Little chance. We have an explosion with 2 negates as backup.
Keep up the pace.
We have 2 reclamations in case they can mortify one. Ugh, huh? So I think I meant to copy that and fire it back. Copy it and then counter it. Yeah, I think that's the plan. To like protect our other explosion. Oh, while they're activating a scanter in response. Interesting. I think that's game. I think the second counter spell we can't actually beat. Because they can guarantee to get the explosion from our hand now, if they want. Pretty sure this is game over. Alright. I'm gonna take a draw step, but pretty sure this is gonna be good enough. This game is sick. We actually basically don't know the rest of their hand. They activated a scanter, which indicates the rest of their hand is not very good. Yeah, I think you're correct that I can't win. I don't think I have a win con left in my deck. Right. GG's opponent. Alright, quick wrap up about the deck for the YouTubes before we head off. So, oh, I should go claim my prize in a sec too. Do that in a sec. So this deck was kind of sweet. We only went 2 and 2. There were like a few issues. We kept having problems with the mana base. I kind of feel like you probably just need more breeding pools just so you have more green sources. Because not having green mana is so brutal in this deck. Does mean you have less gates, which is unfortunate, but we just kept having to mull all our 7 card hands this deck for that reason. I think the Wilderness Reclamations were not great. You probably want a non-zero number of them, but 4 feels so aggressive in this list. Just because they're only good with these 2 cards, and they're like pretty good with these 2 cards, but you also just ramp a lot. You have a lot of mana already. It's not like you need a huge amount of help to make these cards good. I also want like an actual way to beat Unmoored Ego. I don't know how realistic that is. Yeah, I could have brought in the Rams against the Esper Control Dist, But I feel like they're meant to relieve in slightly more removal than that person did. But I don't know. I don't know whether it's like Carnage Tyrants, maybe not. Like something. I want a plan against control. Because if you get your Nexuses Unmoored Egoed, and I think Unmoored Ego is like increasingly popular card because of decks like this, you need something else you can win with. Like, we got our Nexuses stripped from us and we just couldn't do anything anymore. But the deck's really powerful. Just like a bunch of sweepers. Beats up on like random mid-range decks really well. I wish we faced more mid-range. I wanted to see that in action, but I have to assume this deck just demolishes mid-range. Demolishes like the Bug Krasis deck. Anyway,